are? I'm serious. I think today has been the best, third day of a summit that I think I've ever seen. Phenomenal speakers. Literally the best I've ever heard. I mentioned to Charlie, I think that everybody keeps raising the bar. The speakers yesterday, on Thursday, everybody just keeps raising that bar, and people are getting better and better at delivering content, and hopefully you're getting better at absorbing it and learning it. Grab a seat and get your notes out, because we're going to tell you exactly the plan between now and the launch of ageLOC Me. We've got so many amazing things going on right now in the company, and what we're going to do today is to give you the plan. And this same plan we will repeat in San Diego next Saturday, and we'll repeat again the next Saturday on the 30th of January in Fort Lauderdale. And so if you will build a plan around these events, and we're going to show you what that will be today, then you're going to have the ability to literally multiply your team by the end of this month. That should set you on the path for really rapid growth for the rest of this year. I believe that we are set up for 2016 to see the biggest growth we've ever had. And I'm going to put some facts behind that to help you understand it. Have you figured out why you're here? I mean, why did you make the trip, You're the diehards. In the face of other events you could go to, which you'll probably attend as well, you're still here, right? Why did you come here? What is in this business for you? What do you hope to gain from this business? I mentioned on Thursday that this is my favorite time of the year because it's the new beginning. It's interesting. Brent, you need to give me the exact name of the #1 PGA Pro golfer, Jordan Spieth? Okay, I got to get the pronunciation right. Jordan Spieth has completely changed the way people putt in professional golf, and he's done it in the last 2 years. For years and years, people would sit there and they would focus when putting on the ball and trying to strike the ball just perfect. Jordan changed it all. Do you know why? Because he focused on the goal. He would look at the hole and he would putt to the hole. Instead of focusing on his beginning destination, he focused on his objective, his final destination. And today, everybody's changing the way they're putting in professional golf, and this 22-year-old kid has changed it because he focused on the future. Some of you are here today and you're a bit brain damaged. You think, oh, I've tried, it hasn't worked for me, I've listened to those speakers on that stage, and I don't know how they did it, the way they did it, as quick as they did it. And what's happening is that you are focusing on the ball right in front of you. You're focusing on your present instead of looking at your destination. And I want you to be like Jordan Spieth, okay, or Spieth. I want you to focus on the whole. I want you to focus on the destination of where you're going in 2016. The past is the past. It is history. There's nothing you can do to change it, okay? All you can change is what's in front of you. That's it. So why waste 1 second, one bit of energy thinking about the past? What you've got to do starting today is to say it's a new day and it's a new year, and I'm focusing on the future. Okay? So I hope you do that. Got that one? Yeah. It's a really important distinction. Well, we've had a great, break, and here we are getting ready for this new year. And I wanted to share a couple of things with you. It looks like I lost all my family photos, but we're just going to jump in here and go. What is an entry point, anyway? What is that? I've watched over the years, my almost 7 years in Nu Skin, seems amazing. Okay, I've watched different entry points. I've watched people get attracted to the business at different times with different entry points. To me, an entry point, if you look at it, is something to do like a new country opening. And every time we have a new country opening, there's a bunch of new people that are attracted to the business in every country that we're currently opening. And we have a lot of our Vietnamese friends with us here today who came into this business because people got excited about the opening of Vietnam, and here you are in the US of A participating in this opportunity, right? It happens all over the world. We opened Chile recently, and all of a sudden we see Chileans from all areas of the world being sponsored into the business and participating. So there's these entry points that catch people or attract people and bring them into the business. And some of these are very, very strong. Sometimes it's a product launch, and it will be something like that this year. We have youth that is going to launch in April. And that is a phenomenal product. And you've heard people talk about it a lot in the last couple of days about the effects of youth. Finally, you got a brand new story in nutrition that is going to blow the scanner score up, right? What does the scanner score prove? It proves that the product is getting to the tissue. It proves that youth is getting right into the cells of everybody's bodies. It's guaranteed to work, or your money back. I mean, how can you not like that story, right? And we've got the ability to create and build using that story all the way up to the launch of ageLOC Me. And that's the third part here. It's a category builder. I'm going to throw that back up. So sometimes there's a product that is so unique, it's so different, it's never been seen before, that it's a whole new category. And that's what the biophotonic scanner was. The biophotonic scanner and the facial spa, both, have been category builders. And the volume that we have done as a company with the exclusive use of those products where nobody else has them is not small potatoes. We're talking billions of dollars in revenue because of these types of unique category building devices. And that's what we're about to experience this year with ageLOC Me. And then we'll talk about that more in just a second. About a year ago, I put this analogy in front of everybody in the company, and we talked a little bit about Keurig, Green Mountain Coffee, and about this unique business model they had where they had this brewer that they could sell for a reasonable price, and people would buy this so they could have premium coffee brewed in their own house every morning. And so you can see on this little poster card here some of the results, right? 45 million brewers sold, machines sold, right? You're talking billions, 30 billion K-cups, you know, the disposable K-cups that went into this machine. And this machine has been a huge hit. And the consumptive nature of the K-cups on a daily and a monthly basis has created billions of dollars of revenue. So this business has been successful enough that, as was mentioned on Thursday, it just got bought for almost $14 billion last month. So this was the Bloomberg business article announcing the merger and the buyout, you know, of this particular amazing brand. How did they create $14 billion of value? They targeted a spot in the home where they thought we could get a whole bunch of these machines in people's houses, in their kitchens, and we can get them to buy these disposable K-cups. It's the Gillette model, right? It's the razor and the blade. You almost give away the razor so you can sell the blades to them for the rest of their lives, right? It's almost like your cell phone. Your cell phone's the same thing. They want to get you on that contract so that, you know, you'll take that device, the device they'll almost give to you so you can consume the minutes. And they'll get you paying them every month for the cell phone usage, you know, for the rest of your life, right? So there's a big battle for consumers and for the mind share of consumers. And there's been a big battle going on inside of people's houses. You know, people went after the kitchen. They got to capture the kitchen and get the recurring revenue out of the kitchen. And Keurig did that with their brewer, and other people have done the same kind of thing, right? Same thing in your home office or your den, right? So the printer companies have realized, hey, if we can slip a printer in everybody's house, then we can sell them the ink that goes with the printer, right? This has been the HP business model now for, you know, a couple of decades. And all of a sudden today you have people selling printers almost at cost so that they can sell you the ink. I got an email from one of our team elites just last week who said he was in Office Depot and he spoke to the manager, the store manager, and the manager admitted that 39% of their sales are Office ink cartridges for printers in Office Depot. And I think you heard when I presented this a year ago that 40% of the profits of Hewlett-Packard Corporation, 40% of the profits come from ink. And it's just this massive, huge business that is super, super valuable. Well, all of a sudden now we have the office taken over by the printer manufacturer, we have the kitchen taken over by the coffee manufacturers. What's the one room in the house nobody's taken over yet? Bathroom. It's the bathroom. And we're going to take it over. You know, you think back about the scanner. And we ask, you know, if we've been able to do this before, and the scanner business has been phenomenal. I don't know if you're aware that Nu Skin has done billions and billions and billions of business because of the biophotonic scanner. Because we're the only people in the world that can prove whether your supplements actually get to your tissue or not. We're the only ones still today who can do that, 20+ million scans globally. I mean, a phenomenal, entry point for a lot of the leaders that are sitting right here in the front of this room. They came to this business because of that technology, and it created hundreds of team elites all over the world, right? It was an entry point. And as good as that entry point was, it's not as good as ageLOC Me. And the reason it's not as good is because not everybody can have a biophotonic scanner, okay? Not yet anyway, right? Maybe someday, but it was just too expensive in terms of the technology and the sophistication to be able to justify or having everybody even need one of these. What is so unique about ageLOC Me is that it's a device that has a consumptive nature to it with a habit that is formed, okay? It's a daily use habit. And that is something that is significantly more powerful than even what we have with a facial spa, because we don't have the exact daily use. I would argue that people who do use their facial spa on an almost daily basis are the biggest consumers of gels. And I think you would agree with that, right? And people who don't use it as consistently kind of end up putting it in the drawer, and we don't get as much ongoing recurring volume because of that. The genius of ageLOC Me is that it's morning and night. Okay, it is the first thing when you get up in your day, and it's the last thing before you go to bed, and it is completely ingrained into people's daily activities. They will form a habit with this device. And so it is super exciting to think about what's ahead of us with this particular amazing product. This is the generation 1 of this product. How many people remember the S1 scanner? Did the S2 get a lot better?
Yes.
Did S3 get better still?
Yes.
Yeah, Nu Skin is committed to this technology. Once we take over the bathrooms in the world, we're not going to give them up. We'll continue to innovate on this particular point, just like we have with other devices that we have heretofore launched, and it will continue to get better and better, right? So it's an amazing thing to come up with this clean sheet design, just this birth of an idea that no one else had ever thought about before. And the great ideas, once you get them and they're out there, people kind of say, well, that was obvious. Why didn't I think of that, right? And it just becomes obvious that somebody's going to take over the bathroom, and it's us, okay? We've got some amazing points, talking points around ageLOC Me. I just wanted to show you a photograph I got from some people in Korea who launched ageLOC Me about 3 weeks ago. And this lady's been using it for 3 weeks. I mean, check out the results of her face from this product. The results that we're hearing from my friends in Korea, they say the product is unbelievable. They say you can't even believe how great it is and how well it works and how potent it is. And it's potent because of a lot of reasons, right? So you want to do the run to me? Anybody want to run to me?
Yes.
You want to set up the track and make the run right now all the way through, till the 4th quarter of this year? Well, here's some talking points for you, okay? The first personalized smart skin device. We do gain first mover advantage here, This is what we will be known for in this particular segment of the market. We got there first, we conceived it, we dreamed it up, and we've got it. Nu Skin has spent more than $35 million over the last 5 years developing this technology, from just an idea to what we'll have today in this market when we launch this product. So I don't know of really any competitors in our industry that could fund this. I mean, maybe Amway could fund it. They probably could. Maybe one of them. But besides that, it's not happening. And none of these competitors have ever demonstrated a willingness to make this kind of R&D commitment that Nu Skin makes. And so we have them investing in new things for our business. Does it make you feel good that Nu Skin's willing to commit these kinds of funds on these types of projects so that you and I can expand our businesses? I mean, it is phenomenal. So Carla was saying on Thursday night, right? The amount of investment Nu Skin makes that we don't have to make is remarkable. 12 patents published or pending. This slows down the competition. In fact, there's a company who has a prototype device that looks strangely like ageLOC Me. And I shot the picture of this device to our legal department last week, and I got a response within 10 minutes that said, we actually have people attending a conference today where this product is going to be discussed, and we're preparing our lawsuits. Okay? So they're actually on it, and they're going to defend it, and we're going to slow them down. Okay? We're going to keep them at bay just long enough for us to make sure we capture the bathrooms of the world, right? 2,000 unique customized formulas. You heard Joe Chang talk about that on Thursday night. Over 2,000 formulas, and they will continue to refine that. your product that will dispense to you out of this device will get better and better and better over time, more and more focused and targeted to you and how it's working on your skin. This hygienic, hands-free delivery at the moment of use is really important. We have ingredients that we can hold separate in these cartridges, and we only mix them at the time that it's absolutely ready for dispensing. Some of those things can neutralize each other if they're mixed together and sit in a jar, right? They don't have the same kind of potency or effect. And that's the effect that you gain by being able to mix it on the spot. Many of these patents are all centered around the mixing device that's inside ageLOC Me. And this is not going to be something easy for people to copy or replicate. And then finally, it enables the use of ingredients that we were not able to use before. Every product in a bottle or a jar has antimicrobials, antibacterials, and preservative systems. It has to, otherwise it becomes a petri dish as people stick their contaminated fingers in and out of this stuff. And even new skin products have had those preservative systems. That's not needed any longer. This is a complete game changer. It's a category that's brand new, where you can now take ingredients that you couldn't even consider using before, and now you can put those in a product to affect real results on people's skin and do it in this customized way. I was intrigued as Joe Chang talked about this micro layering, about how the product as it's mixed, is dispensed, you could almost slice it into these unique layers, 40 different layers, so that when you apply it to your skin, it's actually going to be more effective. I was completely intrigued by that portion of the technology that I'd never heard anything about until just Thursday night. So, do you think we have a story to tell here?
Yes.
Holy smokes. If you can't tell this story, you better boogie right now, okay? You can take off, because this is like the best story I think we've ever had. So how do you capitalize on ageLOC Me and this pending launch that's coming up? Well, let's talk about the market for just a moment. You guys know me probably long enough that I try to like figure out, like, what's the size, what's the market? Well, we've got 136 million households in North America, that's US and Canada, as of the